The Seahawks get a double dose of good news after a crucial victory. If you're new to the channel, we're Detroit Lions fans, but we have this channel talking about teams that are just kind of overlooked by the national media. Seahawks, definitely one of those teams that we've covered for 2 years now, and also one that's definitely overlooked just because you went through that rough patch and it's just like, Seahawks, they're out. And it's like, what? Actually, we're leading the division. So what up? All right, here's the double dose of good news. The first thing, I guess, what we like to do after the victory is go back, kind of dig into it a little bit. And one of the great things about this win is a bad thing. And what I mean is your special teams played as bad as they can, and you still won. This is good news. The Seahawks fumbled on 3 kickoff returns. New York also had a 99-yard kickoff return for a touchdown to put Seattle down 21-7. And Jason Myers also had 1 extra point attempts blocked. Special teams, we don't talk about it enough, only until something really bad happens. This is the way that the Seattle Seahawks special teams played. It's an automatic L 99% of the time, but you overcame this. And that's such good news because these are the type, you got to find 2 of these a year, right? You saw the Lions do it against the Texans. Interceptions, weird, but they find a way to win. Man, if you can have, because you're just going to have some of these games, but you find a way to win. I think that's huge. Good news number 2. I'll give you a 3. I'll give you a bonus one, but this bonus one real quick is early game success. This was a 10 a.m. Pacific game for the Seahawks. Win again. You're now 3-0 in kickoffs before noon Pacific. And this is big because you don't know what the playoffs hold. Now, playoffs typically are kind of later in the day. There's like there's a 1:00 Eastern, then there's a 3. They typically are a little bit later, maybe kicking off later. But still, this shows that no matter what time, no matter if you have to go across country to play somebody like Atlanta, Detroit, Green Bay, you can do it if you make the playoffs. I love that. Okay, now here's the best news after the game is that the Cardinals lose. And just because I was watching that closely because they're playing the Vikings. So, we had kind of similar eyes on that. If you're a Seahawks fan, you're watching being like, come on, Vikings. And if you're a Lions fan, you're like, come on, Arizona, let's do this. And Arizona did what I think is just the classic blunder, and that is you have a chance to win the game. They're on the 5-yard line. It's 4th and goal. They're up by 3. They can go up by 2 scores, and instead they elect to kick the field goal, which is just so dumb because now it's like the Vikings have that go for broke mindset, right? They're down 6, got to score a touchdown. So, of course, they do. They win by 1. This is great if you're a Seattle Seahawks fan, though, because now you have the division totally is yours for the taking. And we looked at it here. Remember, we looked at this part of the schedule where you lost 5 of 6, and then you won 3 in a row, 2 division games that were huge, and then you beat the Jets, which you had to do. And it's not easy. You go across country. It's the early start. You're doing things that kind of show that, right? That with the special teams blunders, and it's just like, oh my gosh, you're just starting off so slow. Doesn't matter. Overcome it. You don't even run the ball that well. Like, it just was not New York is terrible. Who cares? You won. But you had to win this game, and you did. So now the division, this is the best news after this. The division is yours for the taking. And so when you look at this schedule, Arizona, that's the game right next week. Huge. Green Bay, Minnesota. I mean, you've got some NFC North opponents. You've already played the Lions. If you're a Seattle Seahawks fan, this game went as poorly as it could have, and you still won. You're on top of the division. You showed that you can travel, that you can make adjustments, that you can come from behind, that Geno Smith, while not perfect, can make plays when you need him to. He's just mobile enough too. That's like, that comes in handy. It just does. When you're mobile, like, oh my gosh, that is just exactly what you wanted. So let me know your thoughts in the comments on this game. you got to be just excited about what you saw. Now you've also got to say, man, you know what? We've got Leonard Williams. Also, can we just say that? We if you're a Seattle fan, we got Leonard Williams. We got blue chip players on this team. And when you get into the playoffs, it's nice to have that, right? You can coach and scheme and be all this, but boy, when you need an individual play, especially from a defensive lineman, you've got Leonard Williams on your team. That's so huge. If I'm a Seattle Seahawks fan, I've got to be pumped about just the defense looking so much better. You had injuries combined with scheme wasn't right. Then you get Ernest Jones and like you change your linebackers. Next thing you know, you're stopping the run. And so the defense, I think if that's another good news is after this, you're just watching the defense thinking, okay, we got playmakers, man. Witherspoon. Like if there's just, we can make things happen defensively when we have to have it. And I think that's really cool as well. So super exciting. If you're a Seattle Seahawks fan, let me know in the comments kind of where you're at. Like I said, we've been on you guys for a long time just because once Russell Wilson left, kind of the Legion of Boom went out, Marshawn Lynch, and it kind of turned over. And you're going to go with Geno Smith. It's like, that's not going to work. No one's really taking you serious. And then you win. Then last year was kind of a fall off year. And now it's like everyone's kind of forgetting about you. Also forgetting about your coach, defensive minded. And he proved that he is a defensive wizard when he changed the entire defense overnight at around week 7 or whatever it was. When you get Ernest Jones, you start stopping the run. So you prove that, all right, we got the right coach. We've got the quarterback. We got the home field advantage. That will come back if we win, right? All these things. So we've just been on the Seattle Seahawks since the beginning with this channel. So make sure you subscribe if you have not. Seattle, and then of course Seattle just comes in, gives Detroit problems after problems for years there, for the last like 4 years. Lions win this year, but before that it was like, oh geez, the Seahawks, like what? This is not good. This is not good. This is going to be terrible. I don't like this. And so finally beat them. But here's the thing, good and bad. You've already played the best team in the NFC North. Other teams have to play them. You've already played the Lions, but you've got the other NFC North teams. So does the other teams in your division. So it's all gonna work itself out. Everything's in front of you and you control your own destiny. That's the best news you can have. Let me know your thoughts in the comments and we'll see all of you on the next one.